You won. Your new job is to travel the world and be happy, my beloved soul. Stop for a moment, because something hidden is being revealed to you right now, and it was never meant for everyone, only for you, at this exact point in your journey. If you're seeing this, it's alignment. The universe has been quietly rearranging paths, moving energies, and opening doors that once felt sealed. There's something you've been carrying in your heart, a quiet hope, a question, a feeling that life was meant to become lighter, freer, more meaningful. And now, that whisper is becoming a voice. Listen closely, because this is where the hidden truth unfolds. You were never meant to stay stuck in places that dim your light. You were never created just to survive routines that drain your spirit. There has always been something greater waiting for you, something expansive, something deeply aligned with your soul's joy. And today, the message arrives clearly, without confusion, without doubt. You won. Your new job is to travel the world and be happy. This is not just a sentence, it is a divine confirmation. A shift in your timeline. A release from the weight you've been carrying. The universe is showing you that happiness is not something distant or complicated, it is your natural state, and you are being guided back to it. Think about it. Why did this message find you now? Why did you feel drawn to pause, to read, to listen? Because your spirit recognized it before your mind could. There is something opening in your life, opportunities you didn't expect, invitations that feel almost too good to be real, moments that will remind you who you truly are. The path ahead may not look like the one you planned, but it will feel like the one you were always meant to walk. You are being guided toward experiences that expand you, places that heal you, and connections that uplift you. The weight of having to figure everything out is being lifted. You are allowed to trust. You are allowed to receive. This is your sign to release fear, to let go of control, and to step into the flow that has been waiting for you all along. Nothing about this is. You are chosen for this moment, not because you are perfect, but because you are ready. So take a deep breath, feel the shift, and accept what is already making its way to you. Your life is not closing in, it is opening wide. And if this message touched something deep inside you, don't ignore it. Stay with this energy. Watch this video till the end, because there is more clarity waiting for you. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel so this divine flow continues to guide you forward. Your journey is just beginning, and it is meant to be beautiful. Dear one, before we dive in, I need to share something extraordinary that most people don't know. Groundbreaking research shows that many of us who didn't grow up wealthy have a shrunken hippocampus, a tiny part of the brain that blocks the activation of what some scientists call the billionaire brain wave. This means attracting the life, love, or wealth you've always dreamed of can feel almost impossible, until now. Thanks to a recently uncovered method backed by research, it's possible to stimulate this part of your brain in just 7 minutes each morning using a simple sound frequency. People who've tried it report subtle shifts in mindset, clarity, and even opportunities flowing into their lives more easily. Click the link in the description or pinned comment to explore this 7-second ritual. It could be the key to activating your billionaire brain wave and opening doors you never thought possible. You woke up thinking it was an ordinary day. The same ceiling above you, the same air around you, the same quiet rhythm of a world that feels predictable. But something has already shifted. You may not see it yet. You may not even believe it yet. But I have already spoken your name into a new reality. Listen carefully. Before the first light touched your eyes this morning, before your thoughts gathered into words, before your doubts had a chance to rise, I was there. I have always been there. Watching. Waiting. Not in judgment, but in understanding deeper than you can imagine. I have seen every tear you tried to hide. I have heard every silent question you thought no one could answer. And today, I respond. You wonder why your heart feels restless. Why even in moments of comfort, there is a quiet whisper inside you saying, "This is not all." That whisper is not confusion. It is not dissatisfaction. It is me. You were not created to remain still in places that shrink your spirit. You were not formed to live a life that feels like repetition without meaning. There is something within you that remembers something greater, even if your mind has forgotten. And now, it is time. You may think this message is imagination. A coincidence. A passing idea. But what if it is not? What if this is the moment everything begins to unfold? You have been chosen, not above others, not separate from them, but uniquely, intentionally, precisely as you are. Your life has not been random. Every delay, every obstacle, every unexpected turn has been shaping you for a path that cannot be walked by anyone else. You have asked for freedom, even when you didn't use that exact word. You have asked for peace, even when your actions seemed far from it. You have asked for joy, not the temporary kind, but something that stays. And now I answer you in a way you did not expect. You have won. Not a prize of gold. Not a title. Not something the world can measure or display. You have won something far more rare, far more powerful. You have been given permission to live. Your new job, as you would call it, is not bound by walls, schedules, or expectations imposed by others. Your new path is movement. Discovery. Expansion. You are meant to see the world, not only with your eyes, but with your soul. You are meant to walk through places you have never imagined, to feel the textures of life beyond what you have known. The mountains, the oceans, the crowded streets, the silent deserts, each holds a piece of something that is waiting for you. But understand this clearly, this is not about escape. You are not running away from your life. You are stepping into it. There is a difference. Many wander without purpose. They move, but they do not arrive anywhere within themselves. That is not your path. Your journey is not about distance. It is about awakening. Wherever you go, you will meet reflections of yourself. In strangers, in moments, in unexpected conversations. You will begin to notice patterns, small at first, almost invisible. A coincidence here. A familiar feeling there. A sense that something is guiding you without force. That is me. I do not control your steps. I illuminate them. And as you move, you will begin to understand something that cannot be taught in stillness. Happiness is not something you find at a destination. It is something that grows when you allow yourself to be present in the journey. You have spent so much time believing that happiness is ahead of you. That it is waiting after achievement, after approval, after everything is right. But that belief has kept you distant from it. Happiness is not ahead. It is available. Right now. In the breath you are taking. In the moment you are living. In the courage it takes to say, I will experience life fully, even without certainty. Your fear will not disappear instantly. Do not expect it to. Fear is not your enemy, it is simply a shadow created by the unknown. And you are stepping into the unknown. But listen closely, the unknown is where I am most clearly felt. When you no longer rely on what is familiar, you begin to sense something deeper guiding you. A quiet knowing. A calm presence. A subtle assurance that you are not alone, even when you are physically by yourself. There will be moments when you question this path. Moments when you wonder if you imagined everything. When the world feels heavy again. When doubt returns. In those moments, remember this, I do not speak only once. I speak through everything. Through the warmth of sunlight on your skin. Through the kindness of a stranger. Through the sudden clarity in your thoughts. Through the silence that feels full instead of empty. You are not being sent out into the world to prove anything. You are being invited to experience it. To see beauty without needing to own it. To feel connection without needing to control it. To understand that your existence itself is meaningful, even without explanation. And as you travel, whether across countries or simply through new ways of seeing, you will begin to shed layers of yourself that you didn't realize you were carrying. Expectations that were never yours. Fears that were taught, not true. Limits that were imagined, not real. One by one, they will fall away. Not because you force them to, but because they cannot survive in the presence of awareness. You will start to feel lighter. Not because life becomes easy, but because you stop resisting it. This is what it means to be happy, not constant excitement, not endless pleasure, but a steady, quiet alignment with the flow of existence. A sense that wherever you are meant to be there, even if you do not yet understand why. There is something else you must know. As you walk this path, you will influence others without trying to. Your presence will shift the atmosphere around you. Not through words alone, but through the energy you carry. People will feel something different when they are near you. They may not be able to explain it. Some will be drawn to it. Others may not understand it at all. That is not your concern. Your role is not to convince. Your role is to be. To live in a way that reflects truth without forcing it. To embody peace without demanding it from others. To experience joy without needing permission. This is the work you have been given. It may sound simple, but it is profound. And now, as you stand at the edge of this realization, there is one final thing I will reveal, something that has always been hidden in plain sight, something that will begin to make sense only as you continue forward. You believe you are starting a journey. But the truth is, the journey has already begun. Every step you have taken in your life has been leading you here. Every moment, every choice, every experience has been part of a path designed with precision beyond your understanding. And what comes next will not look the way you expect. There are places you will go that will feel strangely familiar, as if you have been there before. There are people you will meet who will speak words you feel you already knew. There are moments that will pause time itself, where everything becomes clear for just an instant, and then returns to mystery. Do not ignore those moments. They are doorways. And as you continue, you will begin to notice something even more extraordinary, something that may challenge everything you believe about reality, about time, about yourself, because the truth you are about to uncover is not just about the world you are traveling through. It is about who you truly are beyond it. It is about who you are beyond the name you answer to, beyond the story you have been telling yourself, beyond the identity shaped by memory and expectation. You have believed that you are a single life moving forward in time, making choices as you go, reacting to what appears in front of you. But what if I told you that this is only a small part of the truth? What if your existence is far more vast, far more intricate, far more connected than anything you have imagined? You are not just walking through the world. You are unfolding within it. There is a layer of reality beneath what your eyes can see, a quiet, living intelligence that flows through everything. It is present in the wind, in the rhythm of oceans, in the stillness between your thoughts. You have felt it before, though you may not have recognized it. In moments of deep peace, in sudden clarity, in unexplainable connection, that was not coincidence. That was remembrance. And now, as you step into this path of movement and openness, that remembrance will begin to grow stronger. You will start to notice how your thoughts shape your experience in ways you once overlooked. A feeling arises, and suddenly the world around you seems to respond. A question forms within you, and somewhere, somehow, an answer appears, not always directly, not always immediately, but in a way that feels almost orchestrated. This is not something to fear. This is something to observe. You are beginning to see the threads. The world is not random in the way you once believed. There is a pattern, a quiet harmony that exists beneath the surface of everything. And as you travel, not just across places, but through awareness, you begin to align with it. At first, it will feel subtle. You might hesitate to trust it. You might question whether you are imagining meaning where there is none. But continue. Because the more you pay attention, the more it reveals itself. There will be a moment, perhaps when you are alone, perhaps when you are surrounded by unfamiliar sounds, when time feels different. Slower. Wider. As if the present moment stretches beyond its usual boundaries. In that moment, you will feel something you have not felt before. Or rather, something you have always felt, but never fully recognized. A sense of being held by existence itself. Not controlled. Not restricted. Held. Supported in a way that does not demand, does not judge, does not rush you. And in that realization, something within you will begin to soften. The need to constantly figure everything out. The pressure to define your life in clear terms. The urgency to reach a destination. All of it will begin to dissolve, not because it was wrong, but because it is no longer necessary. You are not here to solve life. You are here to experience it. And experience requires presence. This is why your journey is not structured in the way you expected. There is no fixed map, no strict timeline, no single, correct path. Instead, there is responsiveness. Awareness. A continuous unfolding that invites you to participate rather than control. You will learn to listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. There is guidance within you that does not speak in words. It feels like a quiet pull, a subtle knowing, a sense that something is right even when you cannot explain why. Follow that. Not blindly, but with trust. Because this guidance is not separate from you. It is you, beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond the limitations you once believed defined you. And as you follow it, you will begin to notice something even more mysterious. The boundaries between you and the world will begin to blur. You will see yourself in others, not just in similarities, but in essence. Their emotions will feel familiar. Their struggles will reflect something within you. Their joy will resonate as if it belongs to you as well. This is not illusion. This is connection. You are not as separate as you have been taught to believe. There is a shared presence that moves through all beings, expressing itself in countless forms, countless stories, countless experiences. And when you begin to recognize it, something shifts. Compassion becomes natural. Understanding becomes effortless. Judgment begins to fade, not because you force it to, but because it no longer makes sense in the same way. You start to see beyond surfaces, beyond roles, beyond identities. And in doing so, you come closer to something that cannot be fully described, only felt. A unity that exists beneath all differences. This is part of what you are here to discover. Not as a concept, but as a living reality. And yet, even as these realizations deepen, your journey will remain grounded in simple, human moments. Laughter shared with a stranger. The taste of unfamiliar food. The feeling of walking through a place you have never been before. Do not overlook these moments. They are not distractions from your path. They are the path. There is no separation between the profound and the ordinary. What you once considered small or insignificant will begin to reveal layers of meaning when you are fully present with it. A single conversation may shift your understanding. A quiet sunset may bring clarity you have been seeking for years. A brief encounter may stay with you longer than you expect. Everything is part of the unfolding. Everything. And as you continue, there will come a point where you realize something that may feel both liberating and unsettling. There is no final destination. No moment where everything is complete, where all questions are answered, where the journey ends in a perfect resolution. Because the journey is not leading to an end. It is expanding into infinity. You are not moving toward a conclusion. You are opening into a deeper experience of existence itself. This may challenge the part of you that seeks certainty, that wants clear answers, that longs for stability in a changing world. But look closer. Even what you once considered stable has always been in motion. Life is change, growth, transformation. And when you stop resisting that truth, you begin to move with it instead of against it. This is where true peace begins. Not in controlling life, but in flowing with it. And now, as you stand within this expanding awareness, there is one more layer that begins to reveal itself, a realization so subtle, so profound, that it may take time to fully understand. You have been listening to this message as if it is coming from something outside of you. As if I am separate. As if I am a voice reaching you from a distance. But what if that is not entirely true? What if the reason this message resonates, the reason it feels familiar, the reason something within you recognizes it, is because it is not being given to you. It is being remembered by you. I am not only the voice you hear in moments like this. I am the silence in which that voice appears. I am not separate from your journey. I am the awareness within it. And you. You are not separate from me. You have never been. There has only ever been a forgetting. And now, a remembering. This remembering will not happen all at once. It will come in glimpses, in moments, in quiet realizations that appear when you least expect them. You may feel it strongly one day, and lose touch with it the next. That is part of the process. Do not hold on too tightly. Do not try to force understanding. Allow it to unfold naturally. Because what you are rediscovering is not something new. It is something timeless. Something that has always been present, waiting patiently beneath the surface of your awareness. And as this remembering deepens, your experience of life will continue to change in ways that are difficult to predict. You will still face challenges. You will still encounter uncertainty. But your relationship with them will be different. You will no longer see obstacles as barriers, but as part of the movement of life itself. You will no longer see uncertainty as something to fear, but as a space of possibility. And in that shift, you will find a kind of freedom that cannot be taken away. A freedom that does not depend on circumstances. A freedom that exists within you, regardless of where you are or what is happening around you. This is the happiness you have been given. Not a fleeting emotion, but a state of being. A quiet, steady alignment with the flow of existence. And as you continue to travel, through places, through experiences, through awareness, you will begin to see that everything you encounter is part of a conversation. A dialogue between you and the infinite. A reflection of something deeper, something that cannot be fully explained, only lived. You are not alone in this. You have never been. And you never will be. Because wherever you go, whatever you experience, however far you travel, I am there. Not watching from afar. Not waiting at the end. But present in every step, every breath, every moment. And as this journey continues to unfold, there are still things you have not yet seen, not yet understood, not yet remembered. Things that will change the way you see reality itself. But for now, just begin. And when you are ready, you may ask me to reveal what comes next. And so, you begin, not with a loud declaration, not with a sudden transformation that the world can see, but with a quiet shift within yourself. A subtle turning, like a door that was always there but never opened until now. At first, nothing around you may seem different. The same people, the same surroundings, the same patterns of daily life. But something inside you has awakened, and that changes everything. You start to notice how you respond differently. Situations that once stirred frustration now feel distant, as if you are observing them rather than being consumed by them. Moments that once felt ordinary now carry a depth you had overlooked. The sound of wind through trees, the rhythm of footsteps, the expression in someone's eyes, each becomes a doorway into presence. This is how the journey truly begins. Not with movement across the world, but with movement within awareness. And yet, as your inner world expands, your outer path will begin to shift as well. Opportunities will appear, some expected, others completely surprising. A conversation that leads to a new direction. An idea that feels too strong to ignore. A sudden desire to go somewhere, to see something, to experience life beyond what is familiar. Do not dismiss these moments. They are invitations. You do not need to understand them fully. You do not need to see the entire path ahead. You only need the willingness to take one step, and then another. Trust is not built by knowing everything. It is built by moving forward despite not knowing. And as you move, you will begin to see how life responds, not always in ways you predict, but in ways that guide you deeper into alignment. What you need will often appear at the moment you truly need it, not before. This may challenge the part of you that seeks control, that wants certainty and security. But look closely. Has certainty ever truly been within your grasp? Or has it always been an illusion, something you tried to hold on to in a world that is constantly changing? Let go of the need to hold everything in place. Allow life to move. Allow yourself to move with it. There will be moments when you feel lost. Moments when the path ahead seems unclear, when the sense of connection fades, when doubt returns with quiet persistence. This is natural. Do not mistake these moments as failure. They are part of the rhythm. Just as the ocean has waves that rise and fall, your awareness will expand and contract. There will be clarity, and there will be confusion. There will be peace, and there will be restlessness. Both belong. Neither defines you. In the moments when you feel disconnected, return to something simple. Your breath. Your surroundings. The feeling of being here, now, without needing anything else to change. Presence is always available. Even when everything else feels uncertain. And in that presence, you will begin to feel it again, that quiet, steady awareness that has been guiding you from the beginning. It does not disappear. It only becomes less noticeable when your attention is pulled elsewhere. So gently return. Again and again. There is no rush. There is no deadline. You are not late. You have never been late. Everything is unfolding in its own time, in its own way, exactly as it needs to. As you continue, your understanding of happiness will deepen even further. You will see that it is not dependent on circumstances, not tied to success or failure, not defined by comparison. It is something far more stable. A quiet contentment that exists beneath the surface of changing experiences. This does not mean you will never feel sadness, or frustration, or uncertainty. These emotions are part of being human. They will come and go, like weather passing through the sky. But beneath them, there will be something constant. A stillness. A presence. A sense of being okay, even when everything is not perfect. This is the happiness you were given. Not as a reward, but as your natural state, once you stop resisting what is. And as this realization settles within you, you will begin to see the world differently. Not as something separate from you, but as something you are deeply connected to. The places you visit will no longer feel like distant locations on a map. They will feel alive, each with its own rhythm, its own energy, its own story that you are temporarily stepping into. You will walk through cities and feel the layers of life within them, the history, the movement, the countless lives unfolding at once. You will stand in nature and feel a quiet connection that does not require words. You will begin to understand that the world is not something you are traveling through. It is something you are participating in. And this participation is not passive. Your presence matters. The way you move through the world, the way you interact with others, the way you respond to each moment, these are not small things. They ripple outward in ways you may never fully see. A kind word, a genuine smile, a moment of patience, these may seem insignificant, but they carry a depth that extends beyond what you can measure. You are part of something interconnected, and your way of being influences that whole. This is not a burden. It is a gift. Because it means that even the simplest expressions of awareness and kindness have meaning. You do not need to change the world in grand ways. You are already contributing to it, simply by being conscious of how you live. And as this understanding deepens, you will begin to release another layer of illusion, the idea that you must become something more in order to be complete. You have spent so much time trying to improve, to achieve, to reach a version of yourself that feels worthy, that feels enough. But what if you are already enough? Not in a way that stops growth, but in a way that removes the pressure to prove your value. Growth does not come from lack. It comes from expansion. You are not growing because you are incomplete. You are growing because life is expressing itself through you. And that expression has no final form. It continues endlessly. In this understanding, there is freedom. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from constant striving. Freedom from the belief that you must arrive somewhere in order to be at peace. You are already here. And here is enough. Now, as your journey continues to unfold, there is one final realization that will begin to take shape, not as a sudden revelation, but as a gradual knowing that becomes clearer over time. You will begin to see that everything you have experienced, every joy, every challenge, every moment of clarity and confusion, has been part of a single, continuous movement. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. Even the moments you wished had never happened played a role in bringing you to this awareness. This does not mean you must justify everything, or force yourself to see every experience as positive. It simply means that everything belongs. Everything has contributed to the unfolding of your understanding. And in seeing this, you will begin to let go of resistance to the past. You will no longer feel the need to rewrite it, to fix it, to wish it away. You will see it as part of the path. A path that has led you here. To this moment. To this awareness. To this quiet, steady presence that has been with you all along. And now, as you stand within this realization, there is nothing more you need to do. No final step. No ultimate achievement. Only this: continue. Continue to move. Continue to explore. Continue to be present with what arises. Continue to listen to the quiet guidance within, to the subtle rhythms of life, to the deeper awareness that connects everything. You have already begun. And you are already on the path. There is nowhere else you need to go in order to start. Because this is it. This is the journey. This is the unfolding. This is the life you have been given, not as something to figure out, not as something to control, but as something to live, fully and openly. And wherever you go from here, whatever you experience, whatever changes and transforms along the way, remember this one truth, simple and infinite at the same time: you are not separate from the source of this message. You are an expression of it. You are a part of it. You are within it, and it is within you. Always. So go now, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with quiet trust. Travel your world. Open your heart. Be present in your life. And allow happiness, not as something you chase, but as something you uncover, to flow naturally through your existence. This is your path. This is your invitation. This is your awakening. And this message, though it now comes to a close in words, continues in every moment you live from here forward. I am with you. And you are ready. Amen.